Hi, today we're going to be making stuffed cabbage. Okay, what I've got here is I've got a half a pound of fresh ground pork. It's not sausage, it's ground pork. And a pound and a half of ground beef. Okay. Over here I've got 1 tablespoon of bacon grease. I've got it heated up because I want to saute our vegetables that's going to go into our meat. Okay, I've got 1 small minced onion that I'm going to go ahead and add. I got 1 finely chopped rib of celery. 1 finely chopped carrot. I've got 1/2 of a small green bell pepper chopped fine. And we're going to saute all this until they get soft. Okay, it took about 5 minutes for our vegetables to get as soft as I want them. I've got 2 cloves of minced garlic. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Stir it around. And we're going to let that cook for about a minute. Okay, to this I'm going to add a tablespoon of tomato paste. Kind of fry it around a little bit. Is we're going to remove this from the heat, put it to the side, and we're going to let it cool off a minute. Okay, we're going to start to season up our meat here. We're going to go ahead and add salt, and that's salt to how much you like, to your taste. Add a little black pepper. I've got 1/4 of a cup of seasoned Italian breadcrumbs. Add that. I got 1 cup of rice. Add that. This is cooked rice, by the way. I have this leftover rice I had. I know some people like to add raw. Okay, I've got 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And I'm going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of margarine to that. And I got 2 beaten eggs. I'm going to add that. Okay, we're going to add our vegetables now to the meat. Okay, now we're going to mix all of our ingredients together. Okay, we've got it combined together, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator until we get ready to use it. Okay, what I'm going to do to make our sauce is, I've got 1 can of stewed tomatoes. I'm going to add that to the blender, because I don't like chunky tomatoes, and that's really the preference. Okay, I've got 1 can of tomato sauce. Also, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of our tomato paste. Just really want to get rid of it. Okay, I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of onion powder. And a teaspoon of garlic powder. A little salt. A little pepper. I've got like 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Put that in there. What I've got here is I've got 1 cup of beef broth. I'm going to go ahead and add that. I want to add one more thing to my sauce. I've got this McCormick Italian seasoning blend in the grinder. I really like it, and I need about a teaspoon. Okay, we poured the cabbage, took a knife and ran all the way around, and then went inside and cored it. Now I've got some salted water here, and we're going to go ahead and put our cabbage down in it. And we're going to start it to boil. And then we're going to pull our leaves off, and we're going to put them over here in our drainer. And you might have to keep repeating this process, but when it starts to boil, I'm going to put the lid on it. Okay, some of our leaves are already coming off, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in our strainer. You just have to keep working with it. Okay, our cabbage is peeled off enough and it's cooled, so I'm going to take a little bit of this stem out. So I'm going to do like that and that. Take a, I don't like that. Okay, to this here, we're going to chop it up. We're going to use it for the bottom of our pan to lay our cabbage rolls on. So I need to chop this all up. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add this to the bottom of our Dutch oven. And then what we do is we're going to sprinkle a little salt on it. Add a little pepper. Okay, to this I'm going to add some sliced, I've got some thinly sliced onion here, and it's about a small onion. And we're just going to add that. You can get some extra flavor in here. Okay, to that I've got another cup of beef broth, and I want to add that right over that. Okay, how we're going to roll is we're going to take some meat here, a generous amount. I'm going to place it right there in the center. We're going to fold one side over, other side over, and this is the stem side is towards you, and we're just going to roll away from us like this. Okay, and we're going to place it in our pan, the same side down, just like this, on top of our onions. Okay. Like this. Remember the stem side towards you. And a generous amount of meat. And as the leaves get smaller, you're going to have less meat. So, okay. Side over. This side. Just roll. And that's it. We've got one of our layers done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper on top of our cabbage. Now I'm going to add some of our sauce to it. I'd say probably about half of this. I'm just going to pour. That's about half. Now we're going to make the rest of ours. We've probably got enough meat to make 2 or 3 more. Okay, I got a baker's dozen here. So I'm going to go ahead and salt this last layer. Pepper. And it looks like we got a little dab of meat left. So I'm just going to go ahead and break it up and put it in our pan. It's not going to hurt nothing. Okay. And pour the rest of the sauce over. I'm going to do is turn this up to about medium high here. And when this starts to boil, I'm going to put the lid on it and I'm going to cut it down to a simmer. And we're going to cook it till the cabbage are tender. You know me, I can't do without bay leaves, and I forgot to add the bay leaf. Who would have thunk it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and add that bay leaf in there. Okay, we've cooked our stuffed cabbage for 3 hours on simmer. And now what I want to do is I took the juice out, and I've got 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1 stick of butter, and we're going to make a roux. And we want this to cook for a few minutes, a couple minutes, to get rid of the flour taste. And then I'm going to add our juice to it. Then I'm going to put it over our stuffed cabbage. Okay, I'm ready to add our juice. Go ahead and do that. It's going to thicken up, and we're going to pour it over our cabbage. I'm going to add a little bit of Creole seasoning to it, because I'm going to give it a little bit of, it's a little something. Give it a little kick here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour this over our cabbage. And we're going to let this simmer for about 5 more minutes. And then we're ready to eat. Okay, Dave's dropped by to try our food tonight. And I'm served this with mashed potatoes and Johnny cake cornbread.
Okay.
Good. Try a plate.
You've done it again.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, and come again.